What's going on, guys? Hey, we are back. We got a video from Lubart. Lubart was initially a part of the Azov Brigade. As Azov Brigade got larger and Lubart got larger, Lubart became its own unit, its own brigade, and then they both ended up coming into Azov First Corps, and now they're both brigades in Azov First Corps. Anyways, I've worked with these guys a couple times in the past, this last deployment over last summer, and they're really, really cool. So this is a video about Lubart. It says how Lubart, the first Azov Corps, fights. So this is going to be exciting. So real quick, do me a favor, please like, share, subscribe. We're trying to hit 50,000 subs. You guys really, really appreciate all the support and the love. Also, if you haven't already, go check out our new series. It's called TCCC Adapted. It's just on the channel. It's getting, low viewership because it's not the most exciting information, I think, for a lot of people who are not into combat medicine, but it's really important info, and it's stuff that nobody's talking about on the internet. So help me spread those videos, please. Okay. With that said, we can jump into this. We don't have to drag it out. We've got this is the channel, by the way. I'll link them in the description, and should probably also subscribe. Has anybody noticed that sometimes they'll just come to a channel that they've been subscribed to for months and now they're unsubscribed all of a sudden? Or is that just me? All right, let's jump into this, guys.
We didn't have any defense collapses or any critical out-of-control situations.
We were in contacts the whole time. We were always one step ahead of the enemy. Everyone clenched their teeth, stayed patient, knew it would be lots of coffee and little sleep.
We got to the point where people in the Corps started talking about us.
This is a war of technology now.
I fully trust my commanders.
What the hell? What happened to me? Sorry about that, guys. Lubart has probably my favorite chevron out of all chevrons. It's the skull with the crown on it down here. Love that one, man.
Through the whole road with them. People follow you. You don't get to be weak.
Lubart Recon guys, they are sons of Ukraine.
Everyone sees how Azov fights, how Lubart fights. Brother, here you'll be treated as an equal. What we could and had to do, we did. Lubart unit, by the time we joined, had already existed before its service in Azov. It was formed in the first days of the full-scale invasion. 80 veterans, regular civilians who stepped up. The Corps came together, structure, chain of command, and step by step the unit was carrying out combat missions across different parts of Ukraine within the Special Operation Forces. We served for a bit over 2 years, and then, through negotiations, joined the 12th Special Purpose Brigade as the 5th Battalion. The commander saw potential in us. We were delivering solid results. Over the entire time serving in the 12th Brigade, no defense failures, no critical situations we couldn't control. The Serebryansky direction, that was about building battle formations during offensive ops, clearing, assaults, infantry pushing in, securing positions. Then, that task got handed over to the regular units.
Honestly, our guys as infantry performed way stronger than anyone expected. Held positions, we were smashing the enemy hard and whenever possible pushing forward all the time. Repelling assaults, small and large, at one point felt like Vietnam or something like that. Went on for about 5 days. Every day, assaults. Morning, assaults. Evening, those fuckers crawl in, pick up their dead, then contact again.
It'll be fine. Let them come. We'll learn. Over the radio they said we're moving out. Let's fucking go. Gotta hit them again. Yeah.
Wow. Hold the line, baby.
That was priceless experience. We learned how to manage all forces and assets, because in the battalion we had way more of them than in a Spec Ops unit. Learned to work in coordination with a lot of adjacent units within our AO. That paid off. As for Toretsk, that was our hardening. We went through fire there. The battalion proved itself, hit the enemy hard, inflicted heavy losses, and didn't let them carry out their plan.
Our company did pretty damn well.
This is their time in Toretsk is probably when we ended up working with these guys. But look at that chevron, dude. It's the Azov IN insignia, Idea of a Nation, IN, but it's got what is that, a hawk or an eagle or a falcon or something? I've never seen that, dude. That is so sick.
We were on what you could call the New York sector, then the Konstantinivka.
Oh, it's a drone team, right? I'm sure.
Yeah. After that, the company basically became the backbone for setting up a UAV battalion.
Those were most productive days. Lots of open terrain, huge AO, plenty of units we worked with. They'd scout target for us, and we've hit them pretty damn effectively.
We had fights in 3 lines. Had to stabilize the front, that was the task. In close contact, our guys never lost. We were always one step ahead of the enemy.
Then we got digital bombers on top of FPVs. Worked them hard too. Had some of the best numbers in the whole brigade, our 5th battalion.
Look at this guy's got the bulldog. That's sick, dude. Jam.
With the core reform, expansion, switching to this new command structure and way of fighting, I had a talk with the current corps commander, and we were offered to take over a brigade. We knew exactly what kind of responsibility that is, how much work was ahead. We agreed, and it was rough, because the battalion was still holding defense on the Toretsk direction the whole time, while some of us were setting up brigade command and logistics. We were pulling people out bit by bit, getting them into the process. And once we were more or less ready, about 3 months in, we linked up with the battalion redeployed to the Dobropilla direction and started operating as part of the 20th Lubart Brigade.
Everyone clenched their teeth, stayed patient, knew it would be lots of coffee and little sleep. Not gonna sugarcoat it. We've got recon units that carry a heavy load. Finding the enemy where he's hiding, spotting him, taking him prisoner or taking him out. At the very start, when we first rolled into this sector, we were immediately tasked with recon. The area we had to take over was rough.
It's cool.
Tank ditches, wire, tangled obstacles, and the main thing, open ground, not easy to move through. From the air, sure, you can see what it looks like, where the infantry can hold there, where the UAV crews can work. But you still need boots on recon. That's what we did at the beginning. The value of recon, these are highly trained guys who can make decisions on their own. A person can go where a drone won't see. That's exactly what we're still using now. Recon guys mark routes, gather intel, pass it up, analyze, then execute.
Аналізують її і потім реалізовують якісь задачі.
And the cornerstone now is UAVs. Drones are eyes.
All right, I want to share my story with you guys about Lubart. So we were evacing after a mission, and we had met we were getting picked up by a Spartan, or was it a Spartan? M113, like a lightly armored troop carrier, personnel carrier. And we were we were driving back from the position, still in the gray zone, still in the kill zone, and our drivers told us that they can no longer turn. The vehicle's lost its turning ability. So we were just driving straight through this little village, and there were, houses and little buildings and stuff. And it wasn't an issue until we got to a T section where we had to turn. So he ripped the brake, and they're like, out, out, out. And so we popped the door down, and the assault team that I was on and the drivers, we all hop out and we go towards the nearest building over on our side that had a basement. And so as we're moving down into the basement, FPV flies into the back of the Spartan, or the M113. Wham! And so now that was gone. So we're down in this basement where there was a mama dog and her puppies. She just had some puppies. They were down there also taking cover. And it's one of those situations where you just finished the mission, you already dodged X amount of times of almost dying. You're so happy to be on your way home, and then this happens, and you're like, you're almost to the point of like, I don't even care, dude. It's like, what else could happen? Nothing else could happen. Whatever, let's just get through this too. And so we were in this bunker, and we were trying to figure out, okay, how do we get back? We don't exfil at nighttime because the Russian drones were owning the night at that time with their thermal drones. So we set up comms, and we were planning to hike back, and it would have been close to a 30-kilometer hike back the way we were talking about going. And nobody was excited for that. We were going to have to space it out, groups of 2, almost a kilometer in between each. It would have been a nightmare, dude. Anyways, we're having spotty communications because we're in this random village that's completely been it's completely unoccupied, and it's just basically a demolition zone, dude. Like houses are falling apart and everything. And we just happened to stop by an area that had an actual put together basement, which was really nice. Anyways, long story short, or long story long, I guess, we're still trying to figure it out. We're getting kitted up to get our gear ready to go. And we start hearing a honking outside. And we're like, what the hell is that? So we go up and we peek up out of the basement, and it's these guys, dude. It's Lubart, and they're in this big ass MRAP and with this big cage around it, and they're like, "Davai, davai." So they picked up our comms at some point and realized we were stranded in the same general vicinity that they were also exfilling from. So they made their way over to us, and so you're aware. The max capacity for personnel in an MRAP is about 6 to 7 people, 6 to 7. We had almost, it was 6 to 7, yeah. We had almost 14 in there. So we literally were jam-packed, like people were screaming as everybody got slammed in and we're driving back. People's rifles were pinned up against each other's bones, and one guy passed out because he was by the something that was kind of spurting off some exhaust. Dude, it was an absolute nightmare. But after that, dude, I've just Lubart ever needs anything, dude, we're with them. These guys are so solid. These guys came and literally stopped right where our M113 was hit, and was totally aware that they could get smacked by an FPV, but waited there for all of us to crawl up out of this basement, jump in the back, loaded us up, slammed the door, and got us out of there, dude. Literally, it probably saved a lot of our lives there, so huge shout out to Lubart.
They kill the enemy where infantry can't even get to. And most importantly, they stop enemy movement. Mining their approach routes, that's been extremely effective. So yeah, that's the direction we're pushing now. Oh shit!
We hit the enemy pretty effectively in depth, while they are moving up at their staging areas. We know their routes well, lay mines remotely, take out their gear where they think they are safe, and keep building up these capabilities in the brigade.
Now we're a brigade, so we cover a wider, deeper range. We're walking from zero line out to 40-50 kilometers. We've got the tools to hit deep targets, logistics, routes, everything. But we haven't walked away from what we used to do in the company. We still cover infantry, same as before. And yes, sometimes we fly toward Donetsk. That's just because we're infantry at the core. We're used to being up close.
Our job is to protect our infantry. We work alongside our 1st Battalion and adjacent infantry units.
Our UAV guys are doing great. FPVs, drops, all that. Neighboring units are solid too. Most mechanized assaults don't even make it to our guys. We break them way before they get close.
What's new? We're building up additional units. Capabilities we didn't have as a battalion, like air defense.
The unit's growing, already showing solid results in the air. Can't say we dominate completely yet, but we do have air defense now. The brigade commander keeps a close eye on them, gives them the resources, and the guys are performing really well.
І хлопці показують дуже хороші результати.
It pissed me off hearing reports like this many Molnia Russian cheap UAV drones hit our guys' positions. I pulled the guys together, said, "Alright, they're tearing our positions apart." We step it up, we got on the right away. Within a week we were already getting noticed at core level. On the Pokrovsk direction we really started leveling up, improving, growing. Now 2.5 months in, over 500 taken down. Efficiency went way up.
Wow.
We even heard from intercepted comms. They were saying some heavy crew had come in. Out of 100%, only about 10 made it through to hit infantry positions. The other 90 we took down with the crew.
Є наземні роботизовані системи.
We've got ground robotic systems.
Лабораторії, які
We've got labs building our own drones.
які допомагають там розкривати все.
No need to go into details. Same with labs making explosive stuff.
Допомагають виробляти саморобні вибухові пристрої.
Back on the Toretsk direction, we realized we need a workshop, a proper lab. Positions are many, drones are many. They all need fleshing, setup, tuning, test flights. That all has to be done. You need people for that, trained specialists. We figured this out about a year ago, because otherwise there is no growth. Otherwise you're just a pilot, not a specialist, not a guy who can adapt, invent, tweak things and actually push new tech into the system. Otherwise you're just a pilot, not a specialist, not a guy who can adapt, invent, tweak things and actually push new tech into the system.
Війна змінюється.
War changes every 3-6 months. Right now, it's a tech war.
The whole Ukrainian army has realized ground robots are cheaper and better than using vehicles. You don't risk a driver. And there is a signature issue. A small UGV rolls up to position. Guys unload fast versus a big vehicle covered in all that cage armor.
Вони швиденько виїжджають, що приїжджає велика машина, обшита з цими всіма мангалами. Підвозимо воду, там
We bring water, food, ammo, drones, mats, everything they need. We plan routes, supply multiple positions if possible.
Приїхати не на одну позицію, там вони кілька, якщо.
If they don't need like half a ton in one go, we split it 2-3 positions, maybe with a trailer.
Розділяємо, там забезпечуємо 2-3 позиції.
Better to risk the robot and deliver more, then the position is stocked for 2-3 days and can operate autonomously.
Тією НРКшкою, але завести і ми забезпечимо позицію на 2-3 дні, вона буде працювати автономно.
Ми вже тут 4 місяці працюємо.
We've been working here for 4 months now. Not gonna hide it. The enemy took serious losses thanks to coordinated work of our brigade and adjacent units, including Azov Brigade's corps. They are still moving, but not nearly as hard as before.
Далі продовжує рух свій, але вже не так інтенсивно.
Basically, they can't fully use their potential anymore. That breakthrough they had before Azov came to the Dobropilye direction, it's pretty much shut down now.
На Добропільський напрямок. Ну, тобто все це вже зведено майже до нуля. Зрозумілої
There is no fixed line of defense.
немає, тому
Huge buffer zone. And the enemy just infiltrates deep. Sometimes they don't even engage. No firefights. Their goal is to sleep through as deep as possible and mess up our logistics.
Most of our time we hold and secure positions. But whenever we can, we push forward a bit. You can't just sit in one place forever. Our guys don't do things half-assed. Everything is planned. What if, scenarios, advance, fell back, all of it. There were times guys pushed forward, killed the enemy, took prisoners. Anyone who's been infantry knows infantry holds the line. Without them, the enemy would be taking kilometers in minutes.
За хвилину, там, кілометр би собі цей брав. Зараз, справді, піхота.
Right now, infantry.
Кілометр би собі цей.
I had this exact same setup and the same rifle. That's a UAR-15. It's painted, but it's OD green. He's got a Romeo 5 red dot and a Hollow Sun magnifier on it. I had the exact same.
Right now, infantry, they're beasts. Straight up, they sit for days, take hits, drops, FPVs, and they don't back off. Everything we do is by the book. And yeah, sometimes guys sit long rotations, because we value people. We're not gonna send someone out in broad daylight just because he's exhausted and risk losing him on the way out. We are all infantry. That's how you should see it. Doesn't matter where you are. Frontline, UAV, mortars. You work for infantry, even recon. Glory to infantry, toughest of us all. The difference with us, we go to the enemy. That's what we are used for. Go, find, kill. When it's calm, sure, recon, intel, but most of the time we're sent where it's already going bad. Enemy sleeping through, pushing infantry.
Yeah, puppy. No pit.
We go in, restore positions, or eliminate them.
Відтисняє піхоту, ми мусимо відновити наші попередні позиції або прийти і ліквідувати противника. Наші хлопці
Our guys once ran into 2 Russians in a basement. Offered them to surrender. They said, Speak Ops doesn't surrender. Yeah, so we spiced them up with canned tomatoes.
Spec Ops doesn't surrender.
First, a thermobaric went in, set the tomatoes off, then the canned tomatoes all over the Russian Spec Ops. Yeah, Russian Spec Ops covered in tomatoes. To put it simply, UAV guys are positioned a bit behind infantry. If an infantryman is wounded, he pulls back into UAV positions. We had spots, UGV positions, that were processing up to 60 guys a month. Not always severe injuries, but still 60 people passing through in a month.
I do telemedicine with the guys. If it's a UAV position, there's always Starlink.
Telemedicine. This is smart, dude. Being able to communicate with a medical specialist via Starlink, via Signal, via WhatsApp, whatever it is. Smart.
Internet, you can see what's going on. If it's infantry, usually just a radio. So we consult over comms. You guide the guy, support him so he can actually give proper aid. Sometimes he doesn't know something, like more specific medical stuff. You prompt him. He describes symptoms and you walk him through it. On the last sector, we had a few cases where, honestly, only communication saved the guy, pulled him back from the edge.
That's big in civilian emergency medicine too. They've got doctors on standby for telemedicine, surgeons on standby for telemedicine. Having a resource available to answer some of the things that you may not know, maybe it slipped your memory, maybe you're spacing it because the intensity of the situation, whatever. Or, your medic is the one that got blasted. Now you got a machine gunner and a grenadier and a point man that are like, what do we do? Now they're able to call up. That's really cool. I like this.
Most of our guys are CLS level. They can assess properly, shock or not, check for massive bleeding, all that.
Stretcher! Get the stretcher! Move! Easy! Pull him! Bring him here! Got him!
Тянем. Давай. Давай, давай! Давай! Сюда! Сюда! Я взяв! Так! Є?
Where do we go?
Друже.
Where do we go?
Сідай!
Brother, get in a vehicle. Just follow us. Move. What is it? Fracture?
Коротше,
I
за
can't clearly
нами.
see if there's a
Давай.
massive bleed. No,
Побіг.
doesn't look like it.
Максим, що там? Це перелом.
Перелом, я не бачу, чи є масівка на
Ні.
We split it into roles.
I couldn't tell if that was legit or training. If it was training, it was extremely authentic.
1, roll 2, roll 3. Let's say we've got a casualty. The combat lifesaver. He carries the main load, treats his guy. Just as important, he reports to the CP. The command post pushes it up. It reaches the duty medic.
Наприклад, доходить до медичного чергового ця інформація. Медичний черговий уже обирає.
The duty medic decides logistics. Can we drop supplies with a drone? What type?
Для того, щоб зробити скид,
Do we need blood, injectables?
медикаменти ін'єкційні. Чи може туди приїхати взагалі наша
Can armor get there and evac? If not, can a UGV reach it?
наземний радіокерований комплекс?
Right now, most evac is on ground robots. Because logistics are hell with enemy drones, but a remote UGV can get through almost everywhere.
Наземний радіокерований комплекс, він прям проходить всюди.
Все вже стало
Everything's leveled out now.
Ми просто масштабуємося. Тобто зараз нам потрібно тільки там
We're just scaling. We need tools, people, and funding.
щоб закривали, це повинні робити піхотні батальйони.
The Frontline, that's infantry battalion's job. Strike drone companies inside infantry units, they've got Mavics, FPVs, bombers, they handle their own sector. Our growth is depth, enemy routes, logistics, roads.
Логістика, автомобільні шляхи.
I fully trust my commanders. I've been through the whole road with them. Ran with a rifle myself. Every one of them came up from soldier to officer. I know their values are solid. I know their priority is the man on the front line. Because they've been there themselves.
This is something that I think differentiates Azov and Azov adjacent units. By that I mean units like Lubart, 3rd Assault Brigade, or now it's 3rd Assault Corps. But their whole premise, currently the Brigadier General of the Armed Forces, Redis, was an infantryman in the Azov Brigade. So their whole premise in these adjacent units and Azov proper is you start as an infantryman, or you start doing grunt work, if you will. So when you level up, you know exactly what it's like when those guys are radioing in for more water and more MREs and more ammo. You know, somebody who, and we saw this in the International Legion early on, when there were commanders put in place who had never been even anywhere near the front line. There was a huge gap, a huge disconnect between the fighters and this commander who couldn't connect with these guys. He didn't know what it was like to be, dying of thirst and having to go on an assault in an hour. He didn't know what it was like having no food for 2 days. Stuff like that. But when you come up as a grunt, you know these trials.
You keep growing, more responsibility all the time. You don't allow yourself to rest more. You don't allow weakness. You keep pushing because people are watching you, following you. You don't get to be weak. And that's how it is for most of our guys. Line commanders, all of them have been fighting since 2022. We've got strong examples to look up to. My older brother, I'll always say it, came out of the 12th Brigade. Same as all that guys who defended Mariupol. Now most of them are commanders in the Azov Corps. Strong leaders, professionals. And you've got to keep that standard, because you're in that structure, you're in the core. And the warrant NCO system, it does huge work too. They build sergeant-level leadership, brigade sergeants major, corps-level guys, huge experience. They pull younger guys up, squad leaders, platoon, company sergeants, pass on values. That's how the backbone of command is built, from squad leader all the way up.
We've got a ton of different skill sets. Mechanics, tech guys, everything, from soldering to hell, even cooks. If we are talking pure combat, that's mostly younger guys.
Setting up a drone, you need IT guys. Fixing one, you need a mechanic, a welder, someone who knows their way around a computer. Even basic stuff, planning routes, working with maps, every civilian skill turns out useful here.
The younger generation comes in fired up with that spark. That's where great fighters grow from. Recon guys too.
I've said this time and time again when we've seen these 19, 20-year-old Ukrainian kids that they are just the next level of soldier. They are so motivated. They are, they're fit, they're capable, they adapt well. I've said it time and time again, we've seen this. It's cool to hear it confirmed.
A Lubart Recon guy, that's initiative. A guy who wants to grow, who understands the mission for the Ukrainian nation and why it matters. Lubart Recon, that's the best sons of Ukraine.
Me as the medic for the UAV unit, I'm more focused on mid-level and junior med stuff. I don't have officer slots, and a doctor is already an officer. That's more for the med company. Once we've got enough doctors, we can deploy a proper stabilization point. Right now, we've got a hospital section. Doctors work in there, seeing wounded and sick guys in an outpatient setup. Brother, here you'll be treated as an equal. You won't be some dumb soldier just doing whatever you're told with no voice. Yeah, we've got discipline, and in Azov units it's one of the top priorities, along with training. That's what everything is built on. But you'll be respected, you'll be heard, and you'll be called brother, and that means a lot. It's not just a word, it's brotherhood. I think we've found a good balance. Motivation, discipline, duty. Everyone feels responsibility. If you lead people, you're responsible for them. And they follow you because they trust you. That matters. When you know people came here on their own, by choice, you take it seriously. You do everything you can to make them effective, to get the job done and keep them alive.
Infantry training, from civilian to soldier, start with the basics. Then, after about a month, we move to more specialized stuff. Trench work, urban ops, dry runs and live fire. So the future infantryman or recon guy builds up real skills. Can actually use them, hit the enemy in the most effective way and stay alive.
Live fire, dude. That looked familiar. Oh shit. Frozen. Sorry. Live fire training, dude, is one of, if not the most influential training that I've had in Ukraine. You'll get some, well, depending on your unit. We ended up getting a lot while we were deployed, and we had some recon groups. Damn, why is it freezing? I'm sorry, guys. There were some recon groups that came out and helped train us live fire. Some Azov guys who were in infantry and recon earlier on in the war. Anyways, you learn a lot when you've got your buddy, when you're moving through a trench, you've got your buddy shooting over your shoulder, or he's got his barrel and you're both peeling and clearing a part of the trench and you're right next to this guy firing. You start learning a lot about how this is going to work in when it's game time. And grenades, dude. A lot of people are rightly so, a lot of people are very nervous to work with grenades. They're dangerous, right? Training with live grenades makes you so much more comfortable with them, and you need to be comfortable with these when you're on mission.
Війна змінюється кожних 3-6 місяців.
War changes every 3-6 months,
Зміна технологій.
mostly because of tech. Training is the cornerstone, the main factor in mission success. So we put a lot of time and resources into preparing guys for what they'll face out there.
Максимально підготувати військовослужбовця до тих обставин, з якими він стикнеться під час виконання бойового завдання.
Старі піхотинці передуть весь досвід.
Older infantry pass their experience to the new guys. We also try to prep them mentally.
Хлопці відпочивають 3-4 дня, і вони далі впинуються в заняття.
Guys get 3-4 days of rest, then straight back into training. Every day, training, training, training.
Хочемо, щоб люди росли, в них були нові навички.
We want them to grow, gain skills, become universal soldiers. Not just run and shoot, but mine, demine, handle everything.
А вони вміли мінувати, розміновувати, тобто різні напрямки.
Активні пасіонарії,
Active, driven people. That's our crowd.
завжди переживали за долю
People who've always cared about Ukraine and are ready to give everything for it.
і там банально вдягати
Not just wear a vyshivanka on holidays and call it a day.
До нас завжди йшли
Guys who come to us, they want to fight for Ukraine. They respect values. They know why they are here. Over time, this becomes a family. Now it's already a core. Same values, same mindset, same vision. During the war, after it, and for the Ukrainian nation as a whole. That's what builds an effective unit. Our combat record speaks for itself. All our campaigns, both here and back in the 12th Brigade, where I served before, everyone sees how Azov fights, how Lubart fights.
Ми працюємо за межами.
We work beyond just combat too. For less than a year, our patronage service is already running strong. Built it from scratch with newly arrived guys and girls. They support wounded across the country, stay in touch, help families of the fallen, legal aid, psychological support. Fundraising team is solid too, huge effort. Cooperation with businesses, foundations, international partners. We've gone international as a unit, strong ties with EU countries. Reintegration service works well too. Helping guys who got out after injuries adapt back to civilian life. Their potential needs to be used. Help them readjust, reintegrate into civilian life, support them. That matters. It's a sign of quality for a unit. We even launched our own training center for basic combat training courses.
Склад інструкторів, які будуть проводити
The instructors running this basic training course,
виключно всі військовослужбовці, які пройшли шлях
all of them have been through it themselves. From infantry all the way up to platoon commanders or sergeants.
сержанта взводу чи сержанта роти, інструктор, який не був
If an instructor hasn't been there, hasn't felt it, he won't be able to work with the trainee property.
Настроїти роботу з курсантом, не зможе пояснити, які потрібно морально-вольові
Won't explain what kind of mindset you need, what it takes to actually be a soldier and do the job right.
відповідати званню солдата і для того, щоб максимально ефективно виконувати обов'язки.
Over this past year, we grew from a unit with no real workshops, no trained personnel, no medics, into a battalion that can operate fully in its own. That's the key thing.
That's impressive.
Самостійно функціонувати. Це саме основне.
Цей напрямок,
This direction taught me one thing.
тому що не можна
You can't ignore innovation.
інноваційних рішень, що обов'язково потрібно
You've got to use everything available and keep learning.
і вивчати нове. З точки зору
From a brigade perspective, if we get a full company and later a battalion, that's gonna be huge. That's real results.
Це покаже дійсно результат.
Я довольний своїми
I'm proud of my guys, proud of my higher command too. They saw this needed investment, and we've grown hard, really hard.
Ми так розвинулись доволі потужно, я вам скажу. Інша сторона медалі.
The other side of it, it was tough as hell. Mentally, physically, psychologically, getting to this starting point. And yeah, we're still at the start. We're not some super brigade yet, but we've got everything to become one. It's like a loading bar. We are maybe at 30%. Still a long road ahead. But that 30%, we've already maxed it out. Everything we could and had to do so far, we did. That's the kind of assessment I'd give the unit.
Те, що ми могли і мали зробити за цей час, ми це зробили.
Війна це концептуальна.
This war is conceptual, existential, it's ideological. This isn't just about territory. This is a war to wipe out the Ukrainian nation. There's no going back. We've passed that point. What keeps us going? Our fallen brothers and their families watching, seeing that their husbands, sons' fight wasn't for nothing. That there are still guys out here carrying it forward, taking revenge for every one of ours, for every fallen son of Ukraine. We've got hundreds of our guys still in captivity, and every fight, every hit on the enemy, that's one more step to bring them back. Back to us, back to their families in the first place. Because what they go through in captivity, that's inhuman. Not everyone can survive that. And then there is the terror. Cities, infrastructure, homes, schools, civilians dying every day. I don't know who that leaves untouched. It hits us hard too. You're out here trying to fight like a soldier, by some kind of rules, some wartime fair play, and the enemy has none. They can launch 500 shaheeds in one night, hit cities with missiles, kill dozens of civilians in a day. So what right do you have to quit? To lay down your weapon? Our history, it drives us too. People like Roman Shukhevich, Yevgen Konovalets, they fought their whole lives and died for it. So we continue, so we hold this independence. They didn't have it.
оцю незалежність, яку ми
but they
маємо,
gave their
вони
lives
що
for
її
it.
не
And
було.
yeah,
Вони
it was a long
віддали.
time
Здається,
ago, but it
коли
still
це
matters.
Yeah.
яке нам діло до цього.
If the nation is to exist, if Ukrainian kids are to have a future,
боротьба має тривати.
this fight has to go on, and it has to end on our terms.
На нашу користь.
Dude, that was sick. This was a long one, you guys, I know, but I wasn't going to stop it, dude. It was just too good. Lubart, man, it's super, super cool to see. Oh, gosh, I'm going to have to end it because of this freezing. I'm sorry. It's super cool to see these awesome values translated and transferred throughout. It's spreading. It's spreading like a good. There's no good way to put that. It's spreading in a good way. This idea of, gosh, basically what he said. This war is an ideological war, as well as a fight for history, a fight for the people in the past who fought for Ukraine's freedom. This kind of ideology, when soldiers soak this up, it makes them more likely to fight harder, stay in the fight. Sorry, guys. Fight harder, stay in the fight. And I don't know. Really cool stuff, though, man. So Lubart, this is the National Guard YouTube channel. I'll link them in the description. Anyways, you guys, thanks for sticking around. If you made it this long, 52 minutes in, I love you. We'll see you in the next video.